Hello, my Taurus. Oh my goodness, I've missed you guys so much, and it's an honor to be here with you. Happy October to all of you. Those of you who've been following me for a long time from the beginning, you know that this is my favorite time of the year. I absolutely love September, October, November, anything with the pumpkins. This is my time. Um, so, listen, let's get started with your reading. So, the first half, you guys generally know how I do my readings. First half is generally about you and your situation. Second half will be about your soulmate, whoever you may be thinking of while watching this. But again, keep in mind, I'm an intuitive reader. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. I try to stick to the format, but sometimes I just feel things in the moment, and I always just go with what I feel intuitively. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with your situation. For something tailored to your specific situation, you will need a private reading. Okay? And I do offer live one-on-one readings and also pre-recorded readings. Okay? Through YouTube, where you can kind of watch it at your own leisure. Most people tend to choose the live one-on-one, but that's completely up to you. Just shoot me an email down below. That information is in the description box. Okay? So let's get started here. So, Taurus, my Taurus. King of Swords is starting off your reading. Right off the bat, there's this energy. I almost want to say, congratulations. I feel for a lot of you, for whoever this general reading is for, I think you've finally moved on from an ex. There's this energy of like, okay, I don't miss you anymore. I don't want what I wanted with you anymore. You made me wait too long. It's almost like this energy of, it's the good version of, I don't give an F anymore. I don't care. Do what you're gonna do. I'm good. And it feels like kind of what once was hurting you is no longer hurting you. I feel like I got a new focus. I feel like I have almost like a new head on my shoulders. And I almost want to say like the same heart that I still had or once had, but it's learned a couple of things. And it just feels like you're moving in a direction in your life where I think there's this energy coming through of, rather than try to fight people who are kind of not up to par, let's say, with I almost want to say like, it is coming out more in the relationship dynamic, but it feels like it goes a little beyond that, to even in the workplace, in your friendships, and it's more coming out though like in the workplace, even just in your kind of acquaintances, your family, even, it's coming here. There's more this energy of like, I'm just gonna let people do what they need to do. Okay? Unless it's, directly affecting me, you do you. And if you falter, it's almost like, even if you know better, you're kind of just letting people, it's not affecting you. Like, whatever it is, it's like there's this energy of it not affecting you as much as it once did anymore. Maybe things that you're seeing, like things that used to really get under your skin are not anymore. You've made peace with certain things. In the same token, see, because it more feels like you're not maybe even going to let yourself be taken advantage of, especially in the family situations or the workplace. I almost also, there's this energy coming through now. Taurus are usually very good workers. Very punctual, kind of like Virgos. but it's different. There's an energy of like very detail oriented, very, and it's not even just Taurus. This is the kind of energy that I'm feeling. There's this energy coming through of not worrying about things that you don't actually need to worry about. And I kind of feel like there's this energy of, let's say it's something that you could fit, but it's not your job to actually do it. You're not going to clean up the mess anymore. There's an energy of like letting people do their jobs and kind of letting them either succeed, or it's more coming out though when failure is imminent or when they're not going to do something. You're not going to clean up the mess. There's a strong energy of maybe that lesson being learned. Kind of like letting people do their jobs. Do your damn job. I also feel there's this new kind of energy. I don't know if maybe somebody out there was once very, I don't know. Like, because I feel like when I'm getting home from work, like I'm not detached from it. Or maybe you were once like always thinking about work, or work very much dominated even your personal time, like when you're, laying in bed at home, when you should not be thinking about work or people at work or situations, things that have to be done. You used to, now you're not. And I actually think that's very healthy. This is like a time I feel like a new you. I also feel like a lot of you have been through some pain, but you've overcome it. You're not coming out right now in a way that you're feeling sorry about it or sorry for yourself. You're moving on, and you have moved on. And there's just this new air about you. And I just saw 7:07 on the timer. Good for you, Taurus. It really feels like, it feels like now I'm seeing like dollar signs kind of in my head, and even like some euros, depending on wherever you live. There's just this energy of, usually, okay, I must want to say this, because you've balanced out certain things in your life, your capacity to work, your capacity to be productive, even to be financially stable, or even more stable than you once were, is kicking in. And it just feels like those dollar signs that I'm seeing in my head, or the currency symbol, it's really symbolizing just abundance, but not just money. That's just my symbol for abundance, but it's not just money. Now I'm seeing in my head like apples and like wholesome food. There's this energy of, I don't know, I feel like some of you maybe are cooking again. I'm hearing cooking again. Maybe you were doing a lot of ordering out, but now maybe you have taken up cooking again. Maybe things that you used to cook that you stopped for some reason. Now you're doing it again and enjoying it. For some reason, I am seeing apples and I don't know, like if you're maybe making pies. I even just heard the word chutney, like, because I'm seeing like fruits for some reason. It's like fruits and spices. So that can be like pies, chutney. I keep hearing chutney. It just feels like good, savory, good home cooking. And I'm seeing like dough and things. It just feels like very wholesome and very nourishing. You're nourishing, and I feel like through cooking, a lot of you, or maybe this is something that some of you, if you want to give it a try, through cooking, I think you can really nourish the soul. And that's kind of what I'm feeling. For those of you who are maybe still looking for something, or if you're interested in something, try cooking, okay? And I'm even also, I keep seeing like cinnamon for some reason. Bundles of cinnamon or cinnamon. All right, let's get into this now. So, Taurus. Oh, the Three of Wands. Okay, so this is, okay, I'm on a new journey now. A new journey in life, love, career, all sorts of things. And I think there's a new outlook. Some of you may not necessarily be changing careers. Some of you could be. But there's more this energy of a new outlook on life. And I think you're starting to see love, life, job, career, like your overall life in a different way. And it feels like a very, I want to say positive, but it's more realistic in that not everything is positive. There is negative too. But you're starting to see maybe why the negative has to be there and why the positive has to be there. One without the other, it makes no sense. That's the way things manifest in this reality that we're in. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. Wow. Seven of Swords. Queen of Cups. And the oh my, and the Strength card. Okay. Okay, random. I just saw like Mexican or like Mexican food, Mexican cooking. Somebody may be doing that as well or interested in learning like authentic Mexican food or cooking. My advice would be go directly to the source. There is an energy coming out here for you of, I feel, a new spiritual purpose or a new way of life. And I feel like there's something here about maybe when it comes to deceit or people who lie to you. There is an energy here of, yes, it's annoying, but I feel like you're coming out in a way where you're knowing maybe when to say the truth or when to kind of burst someone's bubble and when to let their own bubble burst by itself. There's an energy here of like, okay. And there is wisdom in that. I also feel like you are learning the art of, some of you may be learning the art of restraint, or whether that's, some of you, I don't know. Hey, now don't jump down my throat. I don't know if it's anger management or maybe it's someone around you who went to anger management classes. I don't know if it's anger management. But it also just feels like I just heard it more like this: the art of restraint, of sometimes saying nothing, doing nothing is doing something too. There's also an energy here of like, even though you may, now here's the other thing, even though you may know something, is somebody else prepared to hear it? Just because you say it doesn't mean, and it's truthful, doesn't mean it's going to be received by another. And I think there's like an energy here of, I know it. It's like an energy of learning restraint. Maybe passing on a message to in a different way. Which can sometimes mean just, okay, if you say so. Ten of Wands and the Hermit. You know, Aries was getting something very much like this with this Hermit. About wisdom. And what it feels like is you have learned wisdom. But in your case, it's coming out as like there is wisdom in the art of restraint. Sometimes, I almost want to say this, sometimes there are other ways to get your point across than vocalizing it or saying it. There's a quote coming out right now from, I'm seeing the scene in my head from like one of my favorite video games. It's a Star Wars, an older Star Wars game. And one of the characters, her name is Kreia. K-R-E-I-A, Kreia. She was saying like, it's something to this effect, like, the greatest victory is to kind of get other, I'm very much paraphrasing, but the wisdom behind it is this: the greatest victory is to like get other people to see through your eyes. Kind of like if you want to teach them something or prove a point, or more to get them to understand something, it's to get them to live it or to see it through your eyes or see it through another's eyes, i.e. kind of empathy. But it's more to actually feel it, to live it, to breathe it, smell it, feel it. And sometimes saying it doesn't do a damn thing. Or I must want to say, like, sometimes like your reaction, or let's say like an attitude about it, or saying it, vocalize. Some people, a lot of people, I'm not going to say some, but it's a lot or some, it just rolls off. They don't get it. Kind of close-minded individual. They will not understand another's perspective, especially when it disagrees with their own. See, now you're getting the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups. There is an energy of, with the Queen of Swords, I feel a healthy detachment. But with the Ace of Cups, a healthy kind of love, but also like, and I don't have to prove myself right. And I don't have to really worry about proving you wrong. Now you got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Swords and Cups is an interesting combination because it's an energy of like an ability to be present but also be detached at the same time. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. And I think this is leading you to a wonderful new reality for yourself. Let me see. I feel like a lot of you maybe have been, or some of you have been kind of not dating or not really interested in new love per se. Maybe you took the summer off, or you've kind of just been doing your own thing. Some of you, there is an energy coming through of like talking, dating, getting to know, but I almost feel like, it's funny, when I said dating, it almost was like, no, I'm not dating. I'm just meeting. I think your outlook on dating or romantic relationships or whoever this reading for has changed. It almost feels like like dating is a dirty word. It's kind of like, no, it's more than that. It's not even, it's more like, no, it's more than that. I'm not dating. I'm more looking for people who I can trust, or a person who I can really, that our energies match or more complement one another. Someone that's on a similar or like the same somewhat level as you. Even that, like I'm hearing like, it's more than that. It's a very deep thing. And I think it's more like, it's not as simple as dating for you anymore. There's the Queen of Cups. Five of Swords. You're definitely not tolerating bullshit anymore. I could tell you that from anybody. There's the Wheel. There's a very determined energy here. What it feels like is, okay. Ooh, the Nine of Cups. I think you found your happiness again. And there's this energy of like, I am not dealing with anybody who doesn't got it together. There's, and it's more this energy of like, okay, I don't know. Like, it's very cutthroat, blunt, but not aggressive. It's more like, okay, let's say something as simple as like, hey, if the guy doesn't have a car, or if the guy, whether he has a car or not, it's more like, can you get to where you're saying to meet me? Or like, I need to pick you up, or I need to come get you. I mean, you can't get here by your own? Okay, no thanks, goodbye, have a good one. There's even an energy coming out of like, ew, like, what do you mean? What do you mean you want to do this and we just met? You're not believing words anymore. You're believing action. You're staying like healthily detached until they give you a reason to be attached. Anybody with an agenda, there's like this energy of just an instant cutoff. I feel, or like sever. Like if you get a whiff of it, goodbye. This is great. Queen of Wands, huh? And the Knight of... Okay. Somebody seems to have stoked or piqued your interest, or will be in the coming weeks, or has already. Ooh, I shuffled her in, and there she came again. That's your passion getting stirred. Oh, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, there is an energy of new love entering your life, and it feels like an approach was changed. And because of this, there's the Wheel of Fortune. Because of this, many wonderful things or very positive results are going to be yours. Some of you, I just heard December. For this to happen, there's like an energy of you need to stay away from an ex. Just a reminder. Keep going on this journey. Let me see who this person now. Right, I haven't used this deck in a while. Like 3 years. It has to be. Let me see. What's going on with this new love? Who is this? Okay, separation, girl with a snake. Palm tree and heartbroken. Sunglasses. What's on the top of the deck? Stabbed in the back. You know, there's a big energy here of moving on. It's almost like this. I feel actually you're coming out, whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter, but you're the guy or the girl with a snake. You dealt with a snake. And what it feels like is this palm tree. There's the separation, heartbroken. That palm tree feels like maybe where you're at now. It almost feels like vacation to me. Sunglasses and stabbed in the back. This feels like your past. I almost feel like your sunglasses may be on right now, but it's better to be in sunglasses than rose-tinted glasses. I almost want to say there's like an energy coming through of, now also for your person, I feel like, all right, for somebody out there, there's an energy of someone being completely single. Like it may be their first relationship. So like depending on the age of people watching, you know, that could be a factor. Maybe like that someone's never been in a relationship before, this new partner. But some also, there is a situation coming out of a similar, like, okay, they've been betrayed too. And there's love. So I do kind of feel like those are two situations coming out. Let's see who this new person is. All right, the devil. The Knight. Okay. I know what I felt too with that other, with that stab in the back. There's an energy of keep your sunglasses on until there's a reason to lift them up. This feels like you may be still dealing with a few, you know, maybe you will be approached by like some not healthy people. Okay, and you're being urged to just keep it moving. Keep the sunglasses on. They will bring you more trouble than they're worth. But, there comes 6 of Wands and the Moon. Now, now this Moon actually feels like, to me, a bit of a victory. I also feel like there's a single period. I keep feeling like within a few months, it's like, or maybe there's like 3 people and then comes the right one, or so. It just feels like you're going to go through a few before you find that one that causes you to lift your sunglasses up. This is coming out though as a warning, it feels like more. choose wisely. Hangman. And that actually feels like a hangman or woman. Literally like someone who's, again, toxic. They're not stable relationship material. And I think that's more coming out so that you don't get discouraged. But it does feel like you know, I mean, again, people are attracted to what they're attracted to. You're going to attract some of that. And especially when you're in a very positive place, sometimes you attract the insects. And that's okay. It's funny when I say that, it's more the like, don't, just an allegory. Don't look at them like they're, you know, beneath you or less than you. Literally. They're just on a different path than you. But that also doesn't mean you need to entertain them and, you know, pay their bills, do this, do that, you know. Anywho, let's see now, having heard that. Okay, the Ten of Swords. Empress. The World. And the Queen of Cups. This feels like a worker. Feels like a worker bee. This feels like an energy now of the person who is going to make you like, or who maybe who you should lift those sunglasses up and actually take a look. It feels like a bit of a worker bee. This may even be somewhat, for some of you, I keep feeling like as for like a specific job, but don't, if it resonates with your situation, great, but just don't take it like too seriously. But it's for someone out there. It feels like it's someone maybe who really has like a dirty job. Okay, so it can be like, you know, maybe just like where their hands get dirty. So it can be like a mechanic. I'm getting like a mechanic, or even like a like someone who works in sanitation. Okay, like a garbage man, garbage woman. It's more like I'm getting like dirt or grease. No, not grease. It's more like that car grease, like dirty. And also it feels like kind of physical labor. So it could be like someone in construction. It could be a mover, a plumber, because it feels like it's someone who maybe gets dirty. And then on the complete other end of the spectrum, I'm also getting someone who sits at a desk. Like it feels like number or like computer work. Because I feel like I'm looking at a computer screen very often. But it does feel like too extreme. But I feel like I'm looking at the computer screen literally. I keep typing and it feels like intense typing. Could be data entry, computer programmer. It feels like that too. But they do feel like they're a worker. They're not a bum, a lazy bum. And you may like that. Somebody may also work in a hospital. Whether it's you or the person, I don't know. Or like a doctor's office. There's this energy coming through of I feel they've been single for a little while, for some time, and then you just kind of come across each other. And I think this is you kind of being interested in them. It feels like you will be very attracted to them in a physical way, but also I think you've realized too that the physical is good and dandy, but that's not what sustains ultimately a relationship. Or you're keeping that in mind. But this feels like a very big attraction. Oh, there's an energy coming through of like it may start off like, oh, okay, you know, like they're not really interested in you. And you may just say, okay, well, have a good day. And then that gets them to do something. You know, or you may just be like, okay, well, you know, what are you looking for? Well, let's say you don't hear the answer. You like, you know, they're not really thinking about it. And it's just like, okay, it feels like they respect you for that, and then they kind of, hey, you know what, I like that answer, let's go on a date. This feels like someone with just the right amount of, like, again, not trusting someone right off the bat. They also feel like they could be a little quiet. It's like that. I keep hearing this for some reason, like that quiet type of sexy. It's like that quiet sexy. And it also, there's like an energy of someone oblivious to the fact that someone's interested in them. It's like they're oblivious to things, or like even the things that they do are maybe attractive. They don't really even, or maybe it's been so long, they don't even really care or think about it. And it's almost entertaining. And you may kind of bring that spark back in. It's almost like maybe you're trying to flirt and they don't get it. And then you get like, okay, well, but, and then they kind of be like, oh, you know, excuse me, but I haven't, either it's grossed me out, like when other people said it, or like I just didn't care. They feel like oblivious, but it's funny. They feel like that quiet type that, but then once you get them going, they're, it's like, hey, let's go. Let's do this. They also seem to have a wild side, but they're not going to go there until they, well, this is actually the energy that I like. It's kind of like this, there's this vibe of somebody who's very reserved and conservative, but it's more they let out their wild side when they trust you. Or when they know you're not just looking to use them. And vice versa. It goes from kind of dead to spicy. Like a little caliente there. Little crushed pepper here. This feels like a very good wow, the Justice card. You know, there's an energy here of, I think, your kind of lessons and your hard work paying off. But also something about them, too. I think they've been patient as well, kind of doing what they had to do. It also feels like an energy of kind of you becoming or being happily single again, but this other person as well. Like, I'm very comfortable in my own job, my own skin, my own this. Like, that's what it feels like. Not very codependent. It's like right where it would need to be, right at the healthy spot. Not necessarily codependent, but interdependent. It just feels like two very happily single people merging together, meeting. Oh, and somebody out there, there's a message coming out. Now, again, if you don't celebrate Christmas, this is not for you. Okay, but somebody out there, I don't know if maybe there was like a loss or something. I just heard this, like, no, put up that Christmas tree this year. Just do it. just put up that Christmas tree this year. You really got it going, Taurus. You got it going for you. Queen of Cups and Swords. I don't know what to say other than you go. Can't have the whole deck now. There is an energy, though, of increased stability. I want to say it's coming out like finances for a lot of you, but if anything, it's an energy of stable. It's just increased stability for you, but because you're making it so. You are making it happen. Through your actions, really. Right? And your intents. Of course, one could say like manifesting if you do, but it's ultimately the action, your decisions. You keep doing what you're doing, Taurus. All right, let me just close off this. The Wheel of Fortune. No, that's it. You've got this going, I feel, and it's you just keep doing what you're doing right now. Okay? And I just saw 4141 on the timer. Many big, and that adds up to 5. Very big changes, I think, are coming to your life, and you've actually made them happen. Okay? Good for you. Taurus, I'm sending you so much love, and I do hope this reading resonated with you, with someone out there. I'm sending you much love, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.